big Poca vibes.
Yeah, yeah. Ugh.
Well,
Weird Al,
shit,
because
we're
Weird Al is
live.
like slightly referenced in that.
Yeah, he referenced him once earlier in the show. Okay.
Yeah, he took a screen. Weird Al actually
Big
took a
Poca
screenshot
vibes.
of it and he put it on his page, being like, "Thank you, Bo Burnham, for the shout out," or something like that. Okay.
Who's first?
It is me, I think.
Okay. Give me 1 second while I'm sharing the thing.
Share the thing.
Can I interest you in everything all of the time? Okay. Okay, and it's on the Facebook now. Jumping over to Discord.
On the Facebooks. Ooh.
Okay. I suggest giving it a second to let people hop on, and then I think we'll be good to go.
Cool. So wait, is that me? Is that telling me that I can start whenever?
I'd like give it like another minute.
Okay, I can wait a minute.
And Jim, be sure to turn your camera off when you get a chance.
Thank you.
Of course. So excited.
Hello to the people who are just watching me sit here. Okay. Is it good if I start? I'm going to start. Yeah, let's start. Hello, everybody. I just want to put a quick disclaimer before I start my personal performance. I'm going to be talking about sex and also probably using some profanity if you're adverse to that. But a more serious disclaimer, I do not advocate the sexualization of any depictions of children, cartoon or otherwise. This is a personal performance of me talking about my experience as a child, watching media and things like that, having crushes and whatnot. The reason why I bring this up is because as I was compiling photos for this personal performance, I passed a lot of really gross sexualizations of a lot of these child characters. And so I just wanted to put a hard nope on that and say that that's gross and predatory, and we're not about that here. But without further ado, with all that nitty-gritty stuff out of the way, allow me to share my screen with you all. All right, today we're going to be doing a tier list of all my childhood crushes. We've got S tier. These are the highest tier. These are like the formative years, influenced, still love them. Great. These are A. Then we have A tier, which is like pretty good, you know, B tier, C tier, F tier, absolute trash. You all get it. You've seen a tier list before. Okay, let's get this started. We're going to start off with Danny Phantom. Danny Phantom, formative for my childhood self. He was kind of the first, you know, guy character that I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be this guy's best friend. I wish I was him. You know, I want to like have sleepovers, talk about our secrets, you know, all that stuff. Danny Phantom, definitely probably one of my first queer experiences. And for that, he's going to go in S tier. Danny Phantom, S tier. Next up, we've got Zuko from the Avatar: The Last Airbender. Zuko was a prime example of, you know, what I was envious of. He went through a whole character arc. He had good moments, bad moments. He was flawed. He also, you know, was into vigilante justice when he wore the blue mask, you know, primo, primo shit. Also gets S tier. Next up, we've got April the Gorlock from the Jimmy Neutron movie. This was, okay, so I have this image like ingrained in my brain and I can't get it out, but the scene where April kisses Jimmy Neutron, like I can recall that immediately. I haven't seen this movie in probably like over a decade and a half, but I can remember that scene vividly and I kind of hate that. But she was like this weird alien, you know, strong girl. She could like beat up everyone. I was really into that. You'll notice that trend. But she's still a Jimmy Neutron character, and all the Jimmy Neutron characters look absolutely disgusting. So for that, she's gonna go B tier. You know, middle of the ground. She's got good. She's got bad. Next up, we got Hermione Granger. Hermione Granger was another formative crush of mine as a child. I remember when I was like 11 or 12 years old, I had a dream that me and Hermione Granger like kissed. And I woke up feeling so embarrassed and like so flustered that like I didn't talk to anyone for like the whole day. And also Hermione Granger and Emma Watson, like they're both phenomenal. So, you know, S tier for Hermione Granger. Next up, we've got Lizzie McGuire or Hilary Duff, both of them as a child, because I really liked Lizzie McGuire. My sister watched a lot of Lizzie McGuire, and so it was like kind of a bonding experience with me and my sister. We also, whenever like Hilary Duff songs came on, like Fly, like the music videos would come on TV and we would like sit there and we would like sing along together. So I have a lot of memories tied to watching Lizzie McGuire and Hilary Duff music videos. So, but also, you know, I don't know if it was like as formative. So I'm going to put her A tier. Still really great, but not quite up with Danny Phantom. Next up, we've got Lola Bunny from Space Jam. I remember having a big crush on Lola Bunny in Space Jam. And I also kind of credit Lola Bunny for like why so many people in our generation like anthropomorphized animals. So Lola Bunny, you know, she was like sexy. She was like designed to be hot. Honestly, I'm going to put her in like C tier. She's fine, but I really wish Warner Brothers took a different direction with that. Okay, next up we've got Princess Peach. Princess Peach, you know, she's kind of basic. She's like part of the monarchy and stuff. Also, she was like the first like sex dream I had. And I was like probably around like 10 before I even knew what like sex was. And I still remember that in my dream, since I didn't know what like any anatomy looked like, I just imagined that she had like a hole where her belly button was. And so since I can't get that image out of my head, she's unfortunately going to have to go in F tier for that. Next up, we have Sokka. Sokka was another very formative. I'm going to say that he's not quite Zuko level. He's kind of annoying and, you know, he starts off really rough, but he does go through the full character arc. He becomes a super badass. He gets the meteor sword. Absolutely great. But I'm still going to put him in A tier. Not quite S tier, but still really solid. Next up, we've got Phil from Phil of the Future. I didn't watch a lot of Phil of the Future, but my sister watched a bunch of Phil of the Future. So I would watch Phil of the Future with my sister, and she always thought that he was cute. So I think I was like, oh, he must be cute because I trust my sister. So because he's like kind of middle of the road, like just kind of basic white boy, he's going to be like B tier. He'll go next to April the Gorlock. Next up, we've got Sandy Cheeks. Classic choice from young James. Sandy Cheeks has great like best friend energy. She's a badass. She could beat you up. Master of karate. She's got like the cute Texan Southern accent. I think all of these really attracted me as a child. So honestly, Sandy Cheeks, I think Sandy Cheeks is also S tier. That's my personal opinion. Next up, we've got Shark Boy and Lava Girl. That's right, by child experience. I wanted to be both of these people's best friends. I wanted to be the kid that had the dream journal. I wanted to live his life so that I could just like travel around fighting like brain space monsters with Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I also really loved the Spy Kids movies, and I really liked the girl who played Carmen in those as well. And she's also, Lava Girl. So I have lots of memories tied to Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I also remember when I first saw it, like the 3D glasses that we had were like the red-blue ones. So all of the lava was not actually red, it was green. And that was the first like experience I ever saw that movie where all the lava was green. Which, kind of sucks, but I'm not going to put that against these two. I'm going to put these at A tier. They're not quite like up at the top, but they're like really solid for child James. Next up, we've got Toph, another badass woman that could beat the shit out of you. I loved Toph. She was like cute and like dorky, but then also she could like literally murder anyone in front of her. And something about that just really spoke to me. So I think Toph is probably going to go in S tier. Next up, we've got Drake from Drake and Josh. I was already going to put him pretty low, but then also while I was putting this together, I learned that the actor who played him, his real name is Jared, and B, he's in trouble for having sexual conversations with a minor. So I'm sorry, Drake, you're going to go in F tier. You were kind of a dick in Drake and Josh anyways. Josh was just a better character. That's the finality of it. Next up, we've got Katara. Katara is another badass woman who could beat the shit out of you. Also, if you're noticing that there's no Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender here, that's just because Aang is cute, but he's not quite crush material, I kind of friend-zoned Aang in my brain. But Katara's great, absolute badass, last waterbender of her tribe, absolutely phenomenal character arc, everything. Katara also gets A tier. I'm sorry, Sokka, you're the only Avatar character that got A tier. But last, and by no means least, we've got Link from The Legend of Zelda. Now, Link was like my absolute formative experience as a child. I remember playing Ocarina of Time, and you like go through the first 3 dungeons, and then you turn into adult Link, and I was like, holy shit, this guy looks so fucking cool. He's got a blue earring. He can like destroy the forces of evil. He was absolute badass. My sister had a crush on him. I had a crush on him. It was like a bonding moment for both of us. And then Twilight Princess came out, and he was like a farm boy that could turn into a wolf. I mean, come on. Like, you're just asking me to have a crush on this character. Also, he's one of the few characters that I don't feel bad about crushing on as an adult because he is an adult. And in Breath of the Wild, he just gets even better because he dresses up in women's clothing. So Link, honestly, y'all saw this coming. He's S tier. Actually, Danny Phantom, you're going behind Link. Link is the pinnacle. Link is the top of the mountain. Link is everything that I wanted to be and wanted in a person from childhood to adulthood. Link is the cream of the crop. That's all I have to say on that matter. And in fact, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say about the tier list. But that is not the end of this presentation, everybody. If you thought that all we were going to do is talk about a tier list, you're sorely mistaken. This is the appetizer. 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing. As I'm getting this together, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's watching this. I hope you all can relate a little bit to what I'm talking about. Childhood crushes are fun to talk about, in my opinion. I was a weird kid, and thinking back on it, I'm like, man, I should have figured out I was queer sooner. Okay, how do I share this? Optimize for video clip. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to do a quick test just to make sure that the audio is coming through. Can everyone hear this?
Yep.
Yeah. Hell yeah. While this is going, I'm going to be doing an interpretive dance along to the song. And I hope you all enjoy this video.
Sometimes I get so weird, I even freak myself out. I laugh myself to sleep, it's my lullaby. Sometimes I drive so fast just to feel the danger. I wanna scream, it makes me feel alive. Is it enough?
Thank you all for watching. I think that's pretty much all I have to say on the matter.
Where's Johnny Quest?
No, I hate Johnny Quest.
What about Johnny Test?
Oh, I hate Johnny Test. That's what I meant. I don't think I hate Johnny Quest, but Johnny Test can die. No
Johnny
cap.
Quest was hot.
Okay. I need to set things up, but mine is completely pre-recorded. Content warnings. I guess there's violence, and this isn't a real content warning, but there's some pretty sweet jump roping skills, so just be looking out for that. Anyways, everybody may turn off their videos, and I will share my screen and play the video for you. And then somebody let me know if it's being weird so I can stop it and fix things. Awesome.
Yeah, I've been studying to be an actor for the past 4 years at Western Washington, and I'll be graduating in a couple quarters because I'm also finishing up a education degree. But yeah, with this work, the studying I've been doing, I've been learning a lot about myself personally, and I've just learned so much about, improvements I can make or just like ways to be a healthier person. So part of that has been focusing on a morning routine of sorts, just so that my body is in a schedule and there are certain things that my body can expect every day and things I can do to feel better. So the first thing I do is I play video games, which, that sounds kind of silly. But for me, it's just like I wake up at 7 to play some games, get it out of the way, play for an hour, and then I'm not thinking about it as much later in the day, get tempted by it more, stuff like that. Then I'll make myself some kind of breakfast. If I have time, I'll do some like Beyond Meat sausage I've been eating recently, which feels good, and like bell peppers, onions, eggs, potatoes, stuff like that. If it's a quick morning, I have some like gluten-free waffles or some like protein cereal I'll eat. And then, I take some vitamins most mornings. I don't do it every morning just so my body doesn't come like dependent on it or used to it, but I take them probably every other or kind of infrequently. But I take these vitamins to help with like circulation stuff. things like that. I have a gluten dairy allergy, helps keep me and allergies. Yeah, just general allergies. And then if it's a sunny day like it is right now, I'll go out and do yoga in the front porch. Just stretch. My body is pretty tight body, so I get some stretches in. Feels good. And then if it's really sunny, I have this big backyard I'm really grateful for, and I'll do some of my acting work. I'll do some viewpointing, work with some targets, and maybe even some Suzuki work. Just kind of get in tune with the body for the morning. Yeah, and I've been working on some personal projects recently, actually. Yeah, and I did this project called Chairs. You might have seen it, but it was a big success.
Yeah, this is in response to that question. That age-old question, how do I feel about chairs? Well, I fucking hate chairs. I fucking hate chairs. Yeah, I fucking hate chairs. If I see a chair, yeah, I throw it in the air. Cause I fucking hate chairs. I fucking hate chairs. I fucking hate chairs, yeah. If I see a chair, then I throw it in the air. You want me to sit in a chair? That's funny, cause chairs hurt my back and they cost a lot of money. I fucking hate chairs, yeah, I think they're dumb. All this online school, will it really hurt my bum? I fucking hate chairs, but I do like bears. But this bear is a chair, so I fucking hate chairs. Wooden or office, I don't care. Even bean bags are chairs, so fuck bean bags, fuck office chairs, fuck wooden chairs, fuck anything, fuck a stool, fuck a couch, fuck an ottoman if you consider an ottoman a seat. I don't like them.
So as you can see, video was a huge success. I mean, there was some, we had some trouble with the chair community for a while, but we sorted things out. And yeah, I mean, had a ton of views and really showcased some of my work, some of my musical comedic talents. So that was really nice. And yeah, a lot of people actually were asking me about my basketball skills from the video, which I was trying to highlight a little bit because, you know, it's something that's in my acting arsenal that some people, you know, might not have. And yeah, I've been playing, you know, for 10 years. I mean, I've played since I was a kid. I wasn't very good for most of my career, but, you know, I just kept a work ethic. And at this, nowadays, I practice at least 3 or 4 times a week, put shots up, work on my dribbling and drive into the hoop, practice moves and stuff, and play with my roommates when I can. And yeah, I just try to keep these skills fresh because, you know, with my acting skills and my basketball skills, that naturally combines to Harlem Globetrotters, which is kind of the pinnacle of basketball performance and theatrical performance. So keeping my skills fresh for that. I'd probably play on the Washington Generals or the World All-Stars, which is the opposing team. But, I mean, that's acting work, and I get to play basketball and perform. But I could also probably get a job in an arena. Typically, there's, like, the dunk squad or, like, the janitors or, like, there's the person that acts as a fan from another team, and he gets, like, kicked out, stuff like that. That'd be pretty fun. But, you know, those jobs are pretty thin, so I've been trying to think of something that might be more of a chance for my acting career, just higher percentage-wise, you know, stats and stuff. And for the last 2 or 3 months, I've been training my boxing skills. Yeah, I mean, everybody loves a good boxing movie, and actually, I fit pretty perfectly into the Rocky franchise. Okay, you might be thinking, Levi, how do you fit in the Rocky series? Well, here's how it goes. First, you need to know, in the franchise, there's Rocky, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Rocky 5, Rocky Balboa, Creed, and Creed 2. Now, there's typically 3-year gaps between these films until between Rocky 4 and 5, there is a 5-year gap. Between Rocky 5 and Rocky Balboa, there's a 16-year gap. Between Rocky Balboa and Creed, there's a 9-year gap. And then between Creed and Creed 2, we get back to the 3-year gap. So we should be expecting another 3 to 4-year gap, which is what we're at right now in 2021. So I need to be ready to strike the iron hot for 2022 when we can expect Creed 3 to come out. Now, obviously, there's already a main character, so the next best thing would be the villain. Now we see a pattern of different heavyweight champions. In the first 2, we see Apollo Creed, and then we see James Clubber Lang, and then we see Ivan Drago. And then the 5th movie, Rocky can't fight anymore, so he trains somebody. Now, this is interesting. He trains Tommy Gunn, who then wins the heavyweight title, but doesn't give Rocky credit, so then Rocky kicks his ass at a bar. Then we go to Rocky Balboa. He just fights some random guy. Creed fights some random guy. But then it gets interesting because in Creed 2, Creed fights Ivan Drago's son, Victor Drago. So we see a character come back. Now let's think about Rocky 5. Rocky 5, we see Tommy Gunn. So then Tommy Gunn must have a son. So the natural thing to happen in the 3rd Creed would be to see Tommy Gunn's son. And Tommy Gunn in the film is a blonde white guy with a mullet. And guess who's a blonde white guy with a mullet? Yeah, you can see I fit in the franchise pretty well. So I've talked to my different trainers about this, and we've been training for the past couple months. So I have my boxing trainer, AJ.
If you're looking for the next fucking best thing, he's right in front of your fucking face. Fresh off the subway, I get him in the gym, he takes his shirt off, I go boom boom, 1, 2, 1, 1, rock, sock, rock'em, sock'em, robots, he's the next Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, punching so fast you can't even see it, stings like a butterfly, stings like a bee, who the fuck cares, he's the next big thing, yeah, bah, ha!
Yeah, he helps me, with combos, mitt work, heavy bag stuff, keeps me on my feet, gives me workouts, which is really nice. And then I have my acting trainers as well, who, train me in different things. So I have my movement coach. Hop! 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 What's under that, Levi? Forward roll! And he helps me stay in touch with the Suzuki work, viewpoints, Grotowski, things like that. And then I have my kind of emotional exploration and theory coach. Nice work. Hot dog. Yeah, and he helps me, tap into certain scenarios and be kind of connected with my inner self, my solar plexus. And then I have my voice coach. I like what you're going for there. Yeah. Also, there's holes in my sock. And he helps me with, projecting, getting resonance, and dialects if I have to do something like, maybe a Brooklyn accent, for example. Yeah. So I've been working really, really hard with them, and we've actually put together a kind of training montage because that's pretty important to the Rocky series. So hopefully this can kind of give viewers of the documentary and, agents for the series kind of a feel on how I would fit.
If a nigga reach
this way cause I've been writing it. I'ma be a fighter from beginning to the ending.
Ay, who that I am me? Ay, I don't give a fuck, I got that fire on me. You could lie to him, but you can't lie to me. I've been popping tag, you not in your bag. I've been rolling on a mission, I've been up for days. See the yellow tape, you gon' listen if you fuck with me. Thought your bitch was missing, she in good hands cause she here with me. I ain't have to talk much cause I had on jewelry. I don't know that nigga, he no friend of me. I don't claim that bitch cause she don't tend to me. Around with the boys, they with the foolery. I been with the fuck shit, this ain't new to me.
That's right.
I was raised by the wolves. I was raised by the wolves. I was raised by the wolves. Ate till they full. Run through the night, playing with your life. Going against the pack, that's risking your life. Better play it right, yeah, you better play it right.
I got loyalty and blood. I do anything for love and everything for us. Doing everything like everything ain't been too much. You know my favorite time to come through for you is the clutch. Last second, what a rush. Look, I'm the type to talk to the stars. Straight up, these ain't tattoos, these are scars. My young dogs will tell you when the witnesses apart. They care about starving more than they do by the charge. Me, I can't break a commitment. I done seen people fuck up the whole team cause they couldn't play their position. Talking about they didn't mean it, bitch. You know the road to hell was paved with good intentions. I see myself in my nemesis. I contemplate forgiveness. I think I lost all my innocence. Hold my life depend on this. This ain't no simple sucker shit. Try and steal and you get bit. That's what you motherfucking get. I feel safer taking risks and I can't eat this on my own life. Put my back against the wall just to see how much I grow, dog.
I was raised by the wolves. Ate till they full. Run through the night, playing with your life. Going against the pack, that's risking your life. Better play it right, better play it right. I was raised by the wolves. Ate till they full. Run through the night, playing with your life. Going against the pack, that's risking your life. Better play it right, yeah, you better play it right.
I was raised by the wolves, paid on my doors. Always in the game and never played by the rules. Try to make me leave, fell down to my knees. Pick myself up and turn my back to the breeze. Oh.
Yeah, so that's the video. I think it turned out pretty good. Yeah, if you're wondering why like I'm not just making the training video and putting that out there, why like there's a whole documentary behind this, I just wanted to like show my work ethic, I guess. Like I believe that when I'm working on a project or something I'm passionate about in life, I really put both feet forward and work really hard, and I'm passionate about it. I care about it. I'm gonna put my full effort into it, and I thought that a documentary would be able to kind of capture that, and then like capturing that I'm human still, you know, that like I do the dishes, brush my teeth, sorry, it's the it's the producers. Can I take this really quick? Okay, sorry. Thank you. Hello? Yeah, this is Levi. Yeah, nice to meet you. Uh-huh. Yeah, thank you so. Uh-huh. Okay. Oh. Yeah. No, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. No, I understand. And you have my contacts. Yep. All right. in boxing, people go undefeated. And I feel like sometimes you expect that you're going to be that one that doesn't lose. But with this job, this work, it's not like boxing. You're going to lose a lot more than you win. But then you do win. That big fight, that big part, even just meeting somebody or having an experience. It's what makes the fighting worth it, right? It's what makes the getting punched in the face over and over again. Like, why do people do that, right? What? Money? Yeah. But it's the cheering. Being a legend, hearing your name. Yeah. I just lost. Creed 3 has been in production for 3 months now. What are you gonna do, right? Just move on. Keep trucking along on the journey.
I like further along.
Okay, I think now we're gonna take a 5-minute break. So let's say back at 3:52. Yeah, that's 5. Yeah, back at 3:52.
Thank you, 52.
James, what about Dean Venture?
Are you talking about the Venture Bros?
Yeah.
I didn't really watch the Venture Bros as a kid.
They're hot in their own way.
I guess. They die a lot, though.
Being clones, yeah.
Yeah.
It's part of the problem, but they seem to deal with it well.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other one's name? Dean and who?
Oh, I don't remember. My boyfriend is a really big Venture Bros fan. Let's see. Venture Bros. Oh, I love Brock Sampson.
Yeah.
Henry. Oh, Hank. It's Hank.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I definitely missed out a couple. I'm trying to think of what all the cartoons I watched as a kid were. It's hard to remember.
Archer. He's kind of hot, but he opens his mouth and says stupid things.
Yeah, I didn't really watch a lot of Archer until I was like older.
And Race Man was the hot older guy. Race Man was pretty hot.
Mm-hmm.
That white hair.
It's true.
Right?
Oh.
Oh well. You can't have everything.
Nope. This is the James intermission.
doing a request?
Do I have a request?
Do you do requests?
Oh, do I do requests? Well, I was talking about how it's like both of us.
Yeah.
Yes, Monty. Yes.
Oh, I forgot about Kim Possible. I could have put a bunch of people from Kim Possible. Drake Bell was arrested today. Well, that's good for him.
What about Teen Titans and like Raven or
Raven. I liked Starfire.
Hmm.
I also kind of liked Beast. Yeah, Beast Boy. He turns into monsters.
Also, like I'm thinking like Ben 10 and like Kevin 11.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Ben Levin.
I'm getting reports on my text from about y'all.
Hex Girl.
The Hex Girls.
X Girls, you've got to, yeah. Oh my gosh. The Hex Girls.
Maybe there'll be a sequel to my performance where I rate the people that I forgot about.
Yeah, a part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for Jesus.
Oh, I also kind of liked the stoner guy from 16.
I feel like we can't talk about 16 unless we talk about Total Drama Island.
I didn't watch Total Drama Island as much as I watched 16.
That's fair. Well, it's a 3:52, okay. So Boomer, I think, is next. So whenever you're ready, take it away.
Okay, I am going to share my screen. Okay, and I trust my what are they called? My cohort will tell me if something is hinky. Content warning, death, and profanity if you don't like that. Yep, here it is.
It's hard to make it through a single day of hard.
Can you not hear?
We can hear it. It's just like the image is really choppy.
Okay, cool.
It might help out with your thing if you turn off your video, your camera. Maybe bandwidth usage or something like that.
I think I'm just gonna send the link in the chat since it's on YouTube, and like Levi, if you would be willing to play it again like last time.
Yeah. Also,
Okay,
like,
hold on.
Also for mine, I just like played the MP4 off my computer, and that seemed to work better.
Yeah, I tried to do that last time and it didn't work. Yeah, I just quick solutions I think are better.
Yeah.
And we know this will work.
Yeah, dude, I got you. Facebook message it to me.
Well, I'm just gonna put it in the Zoom chat right now.
Oh, yeah. Even better.
Okay. Here it comes.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Wait. No, don't do that. Please hold. Close Facebook so he stops beeping. Okay. Okay. Wait. Okay. Okay. All right. I share my screen. Now, if it's choppy with my screen, somebody stop me. Please. Okay. No, you get up here. Wait, mute my.
While your child's sleeping, while the willows weeping in the yard, it's hard to make it through a single day of heart. Or I'm scarred, and then life happens. Now that you started, now you've been thwarted, try again to begin every single day as though you're gonna win. And you hope again, and then life happens. There's a big river flowing, and it's always in motion. It carves out its journey on down to the ocean. Now you can choose your path alone and take it to the sea. Remembering the days we've roamed, the song will set you free. So sing for the river and sing for the stars. Sing for the friends we've made wherever they are. Sing to bring you back again or to take you away. Sing a song with me, my friend. Sing for today. The bright stars are glowing, the full moon's arising, the river's reflecting, the moon on the horizon. Tonight we're sleeping on the land with stars in our eyes, dreaming of the friends we made 'neath these dark skies. So sing for the river and sing for the stars. Sing for the friends we've made wherever they are. Sing to bring you back again or to take you away. Sing a song with me, my friend. Sing for today. There's a big river flowing, it'll be here tomorrow. It's time we should be going, there's no time for sorrow. The stars will light the way back home, the song will keep the fire. Remembering the days we roamed, the song will lift you higher. This one's for me. This class is weird.
because it's the last class in the 400 level acting series, but it's not an acting class. Not in like the traditional sense, quote unquote. It's a performance class, personal performance, which is like wildly different intrinsically from like quote unquote acting. And pretty much this whole quarter I've been like flagellating myself because I haven't been acting in my personal performances. But, you know, I don't need to. We don't need to. You know, acting is just one tool we have to tell a story. And yes, we are actors, but more than that, we're storytellers. And this is a story that I want to tell because it's a story that I want to remember. This one's for me. How much coincidence has to happen to make you believe in fate? Think about that a lot recently. You know, you reach a point in your life where your decisions determine the trajectory of your life. It's around like 16 or 17 for most people. And how many thousands of decisions, maybe even millions, did I make that led me here? How many thousands of decisions did you make? Mathematically speaking, the reality I now find myself in, with the experiences I've had and the relationships I've made, this reality is a statistical impossibility. And yet, here we are. A friend asked me recently, what do you think Boomer 20 years from now would say to you if he could give you advice? And after I pointed out pretty pretentiously that wisdom without the experience of deriving it yourself is essentially hollow, I thought that my 42-year-old self would probably tell me the exact same thing I would tell my 12-year-old self. Pay attention. You know, respect the temporary. Teenage life, although seemingly unbearable at the time, was temporary. And like it's almost torturous to reflect on it now. I get filled with a nostalgia that's like too painful to maintain. I miss it. I miss what makes teenage life distinct. You know, flirting with everything that moves, caring so much about who likes who, ASB and dances and shitty plays, IHOP at 2 a.m, with friends who would both take a bullet for you and also shoot you themselves. You know, that sort of weird, aggressive, millennial ride or die friendship. Anyways, that's gone. It's never coming back. So, 42-year-old Boomer, he'd probably say, you're still young. You're younger than you will ever be again. Use your brain. Use your body. Make mistakes while you can afford the consequences. Be adventurous while you aren't tied down. Live big. And then I would probably say something like, did we get a job at Hallmark? What the actual fuck did you just say to me? Jesus Christ. Glad to know that the mental health spiral waiting for me in middle age won't deprive me of my pretension. And then he would say, wow, I am an asshole. To which I would reply, yes. You may ask yourself at this point, what the fuck is the story that he said he was telling? Well, it's not the one I'm saying, it's the one I'm showing, hopefully. The slideshow of pictures and videos and stuff is a diary, more or less, of this epoch of my life. I'm putting all the moments that I want to remember that I have recorded in one place. I'm just saying things so it won't be quite as uninteresting as it would be otherwise. Although in retrospect, I probably could have just like played like All-Star on repeat or Never Gonna Give You Up. That would be a pretty good meme. But I guess I'll say things instead. But also I want to say things that I think are important. You know, not as part of the story, but contributing essentially ornamentally. You know, like any good Hans Zimmer score. which, incidentally, is every Hans Zimmer score. Here are things I did in college. I moved to a new city. I got a Bachelor of Science degree in chemistry. I got a Bachelor of Arts degree in theater. I learned about atomic and molecular structure, solution chemistry, gas laws, bonding, thermodynamics, equilibria, kinetics, analytical methods, nuclear chemistry, structural theory of carbon compounds, reactions and mechanisms of carbon compounds, including but not limited to nucleophilic addition to a nonpolar pi bond, tautomerization, 1,2,1,4 conjugated diene addition, alkylation of an alpha carbon, diazomethane formation via nucleophilic substitution, acid catalyzed hydration of an alkyne, oxymercuration reduction, hydroboration oxidation, and lithium dialkylcuprate addition. I learned about instrumental analysis and theory of optical, electrical, and physical measurement, transition metal and organometallic chemistry, states of matter, electrochemistry, the structure and function of lipids, carbohydrates, nucleic acids, amino acids, enzyme chemistry, replication, transcription, and translation of genetic information, metabolism of carbohydrates, the citric acid cycle, electron transport, oxidation phosphorylation. I learned about kinematics and dynamics of particles, work and energy, gravitation, collisions and conservation of momentum, electrostatics, DC currents, magnetic fields, electromagnetic induction, rigid body kinematics and dynamics, rotation and oscillation, waves and elastic media, light as a wave, interference and diffraction of light, geometric optics, multivariable calculus. I synthesized and characterized benzo D1,3-dioxyl-5-0-3-2,4-dichlorophenoxyuran-2-ylmethanone. I wrote publication-quality 20-page reports on the ground state activation energy of carbonyl compounds. I became a scientist with a degree in chemistry. Also, I became an artist. I performed in a 370 scene, Liz Estrada, Stupid Fucking Bird, An American Daughter, Mad About You, Henry V, Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, How to Clean Your Room and Remember All Your Trauma, Musical Theater Cabaret, and I was nominated for 2 Irene Ryans in 1 year. I wrote Entropy, Giants, The Woodpecker, U.S. History, The Nut, Burger Wife 2, Electric Boogaloo, which for some strange reason wasn't produced. And I had my other 10-minute quote-unquote comedies produced by Plays For Us. Had Entropy acknowledged as not bad by the people who saw it, and had The Woodpecker acknowledged as not bad by the Kennedy Center American Theater College Festival Region 7. I directed Joke Police for Plays For Us. I produced and directed a production of Entropy that was fully realized with a poignant setting, lights, props, sound, and 6 amazing actors, most of whom signed on without having been able to actually read the whole play beforehand. I canceled that fully realized and rehearsed production 3 days before opening due to COVID-19. I then founded a production company so that we could continue to make art in the beginning of the pandemic, Not So Sage Readings, or NSSR, and produced 15 mostly student-written works, directed by students, performed by students, designed by students. We reached an audience of over 1,000 people and raised over $1,200 for charities like Reclaim the Block. And when I saw that my company had served its purpose and was becoming obsolete, I shut it down. When Copenhagen got pushed to spring, I wrote, directed, produced, edited, and performed in Copenhagen-ish, a 30-minute special centered on content from the play. It wasn't super popular, but I am really proud of it. Not only because of the content of it, but just the story of it. The whole thing was conceived and executed in 4 weeks. It's insane. I'm so proud. I was run crew, I was a light board op, I was a lighting designer, I was a set designer, I was a sound designer. Right now I'm directing Copenhagen, set designing and sound designing Copenhagen, building the set pieces for Copenhagen in my fucking living room. I did a lot in college. Here's a poem I really like. Mind and Heart by Charles Bukowski. Unaccountably, we are alone. forever alone. And it was meant to be that way. It was never meant to be any other way. And when the death struggle begins, the last thing I wish to see is a ring of human faces hovering over me. Better just my old friends, the walls of myself. Let only them be there. I have been alone, but seldom lonely. I have satisfied my thirst at the well of myself, and that wine was good, the best I ever had, and tonight, sitting, staring into the dark, I now finally understand the dark and the light and everything in between. Peace of mind and heart arrives when we accept what is. Having been born into this strange life, we must accept the wasted gamble of our days and take some satisfaction in the pleasure of leaving it all behind. Cry not for me. Grieve not for me. Read what I've written, then forget it all. Drink from the well of yourself and begin again. Some bigger things have happened too while I was in college. I contracted the COVID-19 virus and almost died. There's some pics in here of that. While I absolutely have some very traumatic memories of that, what I want to remember is that when I was being treated in the ER with 105-degree fever, while two nurses in hazmat suits were drawing blood and poking and prodding and connecting and testing, with, the weight of my limbs is too much for me to do pretty much anything. Well, I could smell the sick, sweet scent of decay coming from my body. And I was getting sleepier and sleepier, or at least that's how I thought about it at the time. While all of that was happening, objectively awful, I was singing Bad Moon Rising by CCR and telling jokes to the nurses. I remember one went to Wazoo. I don't know how I discovered that they went to Wazoo or how that came up, but I was like, I might be dying, but at least I didn't go to Wazoo. And then I realized that I had said that out loud, but then she laughed, and I think she maybe really thought that it was funny, but also she missed my vein a couple times putting the IV in. So in retrospect, maybe she did not think it was that funny. I had my first long-term relationship in college. Her name is Emily. She's way out of my league. We're all thinking it. I'm just saying it. Yeah, I don't want to go too much into it. Obviously, you all know her. But I love her very, very much. And the value that she has in my life and the value that she adds to my life is, it's incalculable. And also something interesting to note, Boomer, 42-year-old Boomer, if you're listening to this, I was coming out of a string of unsuccessful relationships. I like flirting because that's fun, but, relationships are obviously not the same as flirting, and so, I wasn't really good at them. And I had finally reached a point where I was like, okay, I need to be alone, right? It's important for me and for people that I am going to engage with relationships in the future that I take time to, figure out who I am and become secure in myself, so that I can bring, a strong and independent person to a relationship. So I was like, okay, I'm ready to be alone. And I think Emily absolutely disagreed with that. Yeah. But it's funny because in talking about it with her, like, she was in a similar place. You know, she had just gotten out of a relationship. She was not really looking for anything. And then we happened. There wasn't a content warning at the beginning for this, but it's going to be pretty disgusting what I'm about to say. So if you don't want to hear, please, mute this. Do whatever you need to do to protect your mental health. But, a lot of me feels that me and Emily were meant to be. Not only in the circumstances that led to the beginning of our relationship, but just the circumstances of our relationship currently. It's teaching me a lot about what it means to be an adult, what it means to be a human, what it means to be a boyfriend. Anyways. So yeah, first long-term relationship, Emily, I love her. Boom. I voted in my first presidential election in college. There's a picture of that somewhere in here too. Those 4 or 5 days when the election results were coming in, that was insane. My eyes were glued to the news for 8 or 9 hours a day. And it's crazy because things wouldn't even change on that quick of a scale. We would get meaningful news once every day or so, but it was just the only important thing happening. So that was cool. The insurrection, that was not cool. That happened. I started taking antidepressants in college. That's good. I started reading more in college. That's good. I made a book club with my friend Teo. And I've read more in the past 6 months than I have in the past 6 years. And the effect that it has on my life is tangible. So if you're wondering if you should get really into reading, take this as a sign that you should. Okay, I don't know how long this video is going to be, so I'm going to wrap this up maybe. Hey, I'm happy to know all of you. I've come to understand that I seem standoffish and brooding sometimes, and pretentious and an asshole, and to some extent that's because I am all of those things, but and this is not an excuse, but I feel like I just lack social skills on a fundamental level. But anyways, I please know that in private, when it's just me and Kevin in a room for 18 hours a day, I talk and will not shut up about how amazing you all are and how you inspire and frankly intimidate me. These last 4 years of learning and growing and meeting and laughing and working and playing and loving and hating and struggling and worrying and changing and admiring and aspiring and living with all of you has been the best years of my life. Kind of. And Boomer, if you're watching this in the future, maybe even when you're 42, just know that I'm paying attention. There's a campfire showing the friends from our past. Faces of yesterday and friendships that last. But now we go our separate ways, although we long to stay, promising to meet again some summer's day. So sing for the river and sing for the stars. Sing for the friends we made, wherever they are. Sing to bring you back again or to take you away. Sing a song with me, my friend. Sing for today. Sing a song with me, my friend. Sing for today.
All right. So, this is the last performance of the day. So I'm gonna give a quick content warning, and then I'm gonna share my screen. So content warning, death. And so if at any point you feel like anything is too much, you can mute, you can leave, whatever, just giving that heads up. So if everyone wants to turn off their camera, I can share my screen. Let's see. And let me know if you can't hear it or can't, if it's not good.
Cannot hear anything.
That's because I didn't do the thing. I'm sorry. Here, let's try that again. Of the people around.
Okay, now we can hear stuff.
I want to talk to you about love, death, and the importance of the people around us. Like the Netflix show, but without robots. So I guess, in a way, like real life. This is about sophomore year of university. Quite possibly the worst year of my life so far. This is a story about loss, but above all, it's about the importance of the people around us. This is a thank you to everyone in my life who has ever made me feel better in any way, big or small, who has ever been there when I needed somewhere to be there for me. Present. In order to understand this first part, I have to give you a little bit of backstory. In junior year of high school, I participated in this program called Hands for a Bridge. And it was an exchange between my high school and several high schools in South Africa, one in Northern Ireland. And throughout this process, we had South Africans come to stay with us in Seattle, and we, in turn, would go to South Africa and stay there and go to school there. And this program was a huge part of my high school experience. It was everything. And I was lucky enough to host one of the South Africans who came to Seattle. His name was Asitandile, and this was the first time I'd ever had anyone live with me who wasn't family, and it was really cool. We became friends, and he stayed with me. He did all of these things with my family. He was going to go to rehearsal for a play I was in, but his legs became numb and he couldn't make it. I think it was because of the flight. It's 24 hours from Cape Town to Seattle with a stop in Dubai. And a lot of these people had never flown before, and this was a huge flight. But he recovered. He didn't make it to rehearsal, but his legs got better, and we continued to have a brilliant time. And then I went to South Africa, and again, this whole friendship was there, and it was amazing. And after I left, after the program was over, we'd still talk to each other over Facebook Messenger and send little messages. How are you? Hope graduation was good. What are you off to do next? What are you doing with your life? Where are you going? Happy birthday. I miss you. We'll see each other again. He wrote a letter to me and my parents, thanking us for his stay before he left Seattle. I should first thank your mom for treating me like your brother. I have never had a brother before, and I now consider you mine. Thank you for caring for me. I will never forget what you've done for me. I should tell you that you have the most amazing parents ever. And you have a lot going on in your life, and you have great talent. Don't let that go to waste. From Asitandile. The letter is covered in coffee stains from a careless mistake made. Years ago. I didn't realize how important that letter would be. I've never really experienced death in any major way before sophomore year of university. I was sitting in playwriting class. It was introduction to playwriting. I was sitting in the back, and I was getting all these notifications on my phone, and I checked, and it was all over Facebook. My friend had died. He was younger than me. He was like 18. I didn't know what to do. I sat there thinking I could just wait until the end of class and I could leave and be by myself, and that would be good. That would be enough. But after a minute, I couldn't take it. I asked to go to the bathroom, and I locked myself in a stall, and I cried. And I came back to class after 15, 20 minutes. My TA, Jay, asked me what was up. And I said, oh, just had some bad news, that's all. And left it at that. Later that day, that same day, I was supposed to have a meeting with my acting partner for 260 and Jim, and I showed up in the lobby. I waited, and my partner never showed. He said he forgot that he was in class and that he couldn't make it, and we needed to reschedule to the next day, but I was already there. And Jim walked in to the lobby, and in his way that he does, he looked at me and he could tell that something wasn't right. And so he took me up to the design lab. He sat me down and he said, "What's wrong? Something's up, isn't it? Are you okay?" And I sat there and I told him all about it. I told him about my friend. I told him about our history. And I cried. Again. It meant a lot. It meant so, so much to have someone to tell. To have someone just listen, and it meant so much to me. And it still does. It still really does. I went downstairs afterwards, back to the theater lounge, and I ran into Max, who was directing Stupid Fucking Bird at the time, and we had rehearsal later that night. And I ran into Max, and they asked me how my day was, and I said, not great. And they were like, what's up? And I said, I just lost a friend, and I just don't feel right. And then they talked to me, and they took me thrifting. And it meant so much. It meant so much to just have a person come out of the blue and be like, I'm gonna do this thing for you. And then later that week, it was Halloween weekend, party time, and we show up to the party, and things are fine. The party's, by all accounts, fine, but something's not right. And at one point, I remember distinctly, I'm in the corner talking with Jay, and I tell them about everything. I tell them about my friend, and they listen, and they hug me, they play me a John Bellion song. John Travolta. I still remember.
Remember dreams seem far away. Was pinching pennies like Lane and Hardaway. Now my beats make feasts for holidays in Greece, and I don't mean John Travolta. Remember dreams seem far away. Was pinching pennies like Lane and Hardaway. Now my beats make feasts for holidays in Greece, and I don't mean John Travolta. And I don't mean John Travolta. Yeah. And I don't mean John Travolta. Dancing under sunset in the mountains, just reflecting for today. I've seen this in my head a million times, but to see it come to life is just insane. Champagne and orange juice, mimosas were Pulp Fiction in a way. That all can get confusing, it's amusing, but tonight lay me down, put me out, call me home, let me know I'm ready to go, 'cause I was down, now I've flown, oh, what's reality lately? Remember dreams seem far away, was pinching pennies like Lane and Hardaway. Now my beats make feasts for holidays in Greece, and I don't mean John Travolta. Remember dreams seem far away, was pinching pennies like Lane and Hardaway. Now my beats make feasts for holidays in Greece, and I don't mean John Travolta. Put me out, call me home, let me know I'm ready to go, 'cause I was down, now I've flown.
The same year, I lost both my grandfathers. I was close with them. The same thing happened every time. I'd get a call, I'd see a message, I'd go into my room, I'd put my back up against the wall, and I'd sit there, and I'd try not to cry, and then I would. I lost my grandfathers within a couple months of each other. I was close with both of them, but my grandfather on my dad's side was like a personal hero. He was a World War II veteran, he played classical guitar, he sculpted, he had the highest level of honor bestowed on someone in France, even though he was British. He was kind. He has 2 schools named after him in a city, well, not a city, a town in Normandy. He shaped so much of my childhood. And he was old. He was like 98, but still. It sucked. Sophomore year of university, I spent more days crying than not. It got to the point where I couldn't remember the last day I didn't cry at least once, and I don't know, maybe that's stupid to admit, maybe that's, I don't know. But that was just the reality. But the people around me who made my life just a little bit better, that's what kept me going. That's what kept me, like, from giving up on things. I feel like I achieved a lot that year. I got so much done. I did so many good things. I grew so much. And really, it was because of the people around me. And it's important to thank the people around you. And even the ones I didn't mention, there are so many. But I'd like to come back to one more thing that Jim Lortz gave me. And that is the play Every Brilliant Thing. The play is about, like, so many things. I mean, it's about this guy whose mother is suicidal, and he writes this list of every brilliant thing worth living for, and he posts it around so that his mother will see it, and maybe that will help. And I think that idea is just so beautiful. Acknowledging the brilliant things in life. So, I spent the last week, every single day, at the end of the day, when I remembered, and the next morning if I didn't, answering this question. What was one brilliant thing today? And this is what I said.
Something brilliant. Today? And most days, I guess, is cats. Cats are brilliant. Yeah. Sharing food with people you love. Making memories with friends new and old. Being looked after. Also, pancakes. Getting advice and suddenly having a clearer sense of purpose. Having, I guess, more than just getting advice, having, I guess, boiling it down, being reassured by a mentor. Watching friends do really cool shit. And kind gestures. Yeah, cool shit and kind gestures. Those are brilliant. But wait, there's more. I said the last week I spent doing that every single day. There's only 6 clips. Because I wanted to do the 7th one live. And I was watching it, and I was thinking about it, and there's something I said in there, which was, to all of the people who I didn't mention, thank you. So, I want to say, brilliant thing is not for today. It's for, in a way, the past nearly 4 years. Everyone in this class, every single person in this class has given me that, like, feeling of, you just made my day better in some small way. So, you all, that's the brilliant thing. All right, that's all.
We did it.
Thank you. Well, when's the last day for this again?
Next Friday from Wednesday, next Wednesday, Jesus. Next Wednesday from 3:30 to 5:30.
Yeah. Thank you. And Joe, when are we going to direct that?
Whenever you want.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Good work,
Jim.
everybody. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, everybody.
You've officially ended your classes for in theory. The WWU. Woo.
Should I end the stream now? Or
Yes.
Okay. Thanks everyone for tuning in.